Hello, Mataji. You're watching Morning Pulse on Hornbill TV. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese announced on Wednesday that the social media ban for children under the age of 16 is now in place in Australia, making it the first country in the world to give it a crack. Highlighting the challenges faced by both parents and children from the impact of social media, Albanese said that it was a step towards peace of mind for parents and children, allowing them to experience childhood. In a message, Australian PM Anthony Albanese said across Australia, those under 16 are starting the day a little differently without social media. It's a big change and we're the first country in the world to give it a crack, but it really matters.
This is the day when Australian families are taking back power from these big tech companies, and they're asserting the right of kids to be kids and for parents to have greater peace of mind.
Last week, while announcing the ban starting December 10, Australia's Communication Minister Anika Wells said reports allege Meta employees proposed multiple ways to mitigate but were blocked by executives who feared new safety features would hamper teens engaged or user growth.
In 1 week, Australia will become the first country in the world to ban under 16s from having social media accounts. With one law, we can protect Generation Alpha from being sucked into purgatory by predatory algorithms described by the man who created the feature as behavioural cocaine. Through one reform, more kids will have their time back to learn an instrument or a language or walk their dog or master a torpedo punt or the perfect lob pass. Today, I will step out the path for younger Australians towards a better future. A future that balances their right to connect, learn and create with the growing need to protect them from social media harms. I'll bust some myths, signpost where we're going and be frank about the challenges ahead. I won't re-prosecute the harm that social media apps do to young brains. I'm going to do that a kilometre away from here in the High Court. But what I will say is this isn't the first time the harms of social media have been laid bare. The evidence gathered in journal articles and disclosure documents is spreading like wildfire, belling the cat on previously secret strategies by social media giants. And around the world, we are seeing governments, whistleblowers and ordinary citizens fight back. Like a claim filed in the Northern District of California and reported in the media, which alleges that Meta, YouTube, TikTok and Snapchat know exactly how addictive their platforms are, but deliberately target teenagers to maximise engagement and drive advertising revenue. Media reports on the court case quote internal documents from each of those companies. Reports allege Meta have aggressively pursued young users, even as its internal research suggested its social media products could be dangerous to kids. Reports allege Meta employees proposed multiple ways to mitigate but were blocked by executives who feared new safety features would hamper teens' engagement or user growth. Reports allege Snapchat executives admitted that people who have a Snapchat addiction have no room for anything else. Snap dominates their life. Reports allege YouTube employees acknowledged that driving more frequent daily usage was not well aligned with efforts to improve digital well-being. Reports allege an internal TikTok document recognised that minors do not have the executive mental function to control their screen time. Social media companies have made billions of dollars from Australian families because we spend 2 seconds longer than usual on a video while we're doom scrolling. These companies wield an incredible power we willingly hand over to them because of the benefits that the platform bring to us. From 10 December, we start to take that power back for young Australians. Now, we have a lot to get through, but first, let's bust the biggest myths I've heard visiting schools, talking to parents and teachers, and entering the belly of the beast, my social media comments. You will not be forced to present government ID to verify your age, despite the dog whistle campaign encouraged by my coalition counterpart. The law states platforms must always offer a reasonable alternative to their users. Companies caught forcing users to hand over their IDs face fines of up to $49.5 million. If you're an adult, you probably won't need to do anything extra to prove your age, because like I said before, these platforms have plenty of data to infer your age. They see that you've had an account since 2015. They see your cruise holiday snaps. They see you've been talking to other adults, you've been signing off your comments, hope the kids are well, love Helen and Paul. And similarly, if you've had your account since 2020, you've been DMing 14-year-old friends about Stranger Things and applying for a tax file number, you barely open the app during school hours but start doom scrolling the minute that school bell rings, you will be identified as probably under the age of 16. Yes, there will still be kids with accounts on 10 December and probably for some time after that. Not only because kids are clever and inherently seek to circumvent systems, but because this law is a world first. However, if a child has a social media account on 10 December, then that platform is breaking the law.
At least 19 people were killed and 16 other injured on Wednesday when two adjoining 4-story residential buildings collapsed in Fez, one of Morocco's oldest and most densely populated cities. Authorities said that buildings located in the Al Mustaqbal neighborhood and home to 8 families had long shown signs of neglect. According to Fez Prefecture, local officials, security personnel and civil protection teams rushed to the scene soon after midnight, launching search and rescue operations amid the rubble. The state broadcast SNRT noted that preliminary assessment indicated the structures had been exhibiting visible cracking and structural deterioration for some time with no effective preventive action taken. At the 2025 Global Technology Summit, Divyansh Kaushik, Vice President and Beacon Global Strategist, underscored the high-stakes nature of artificial intelligence. He stated that AI is becoming one of the most consequential and potentially dangerous technologies of our time and should be approached as a globally governed capability. Kaushik emphasized that every layer of AI ecosystem from GPUs to advanced models must be treated with this level of scrutiny.
Yeah, so Divyansh Kaushik, I am a Vice President at Beacon Global Strategies. It's a national security advisory firm in Washington, D.C. We help Fortune 100 companies and like almost every major tech company, AI company, navigate geopolitical issues.
So, how advent of AI has impacted your work and your company's work?
I mean, so what I do is help companies, all the major tech companies, smaller tech companies, AI companies navigate geopolitical issues, trade, tariffs, export controls. And I think AI is one of the most decisive and possibly dangerous technologies that we are developing that needs to be treated as a dual-use technology. The entirety of the AI infrastructure stack, from GPUs to models, like need to be treated that way. And so when you start talking about those conversations, then you're starting to talk about, okay, what does trusted tech look like? Do we allow Chinese components in our supply chain? Should we allow? And my personal view is no. Should we be selling these technologies to China or like foreign adversaries that are in turn then going to use them against us, right? Like, so these are the questions that have kind of taken a lot of focus in Washington over the last 3 years or so. More now this year, I think there's been a renewed focus on some of these questions, plus the questions of, okay, where do the components for our domestic supply chain come from? How do we diversify the supply chains? What is America's offering to the global South in terms of, how are we showing up to put that AI infrastructure in countries around sub-Saharan Africa and Southeast Asia and the Pacific Islands and whatnot? And then from there on, how do you think of like taking this technology from the promise and potential to actual impact? Thinking about robotics, thinking about healthcare, thinking about education, agriculture, things like that. So like helping companies think through all those issues has been core of my work.
The Tirupati Devasthama, the trust managing the famed Tirumala temple in Andhra Pradesh, has been rocked by the revelation of a massive rupees 54 crore silk shawl scam spanning a decade for 2015 to 2025. The scandal came to light following an internal vigilance inquiry that found the contractor consistently supplied 100% polyester shawls while billing them as the pure mulberry silk product specified in the tender documents. The internal probe, which was initiated after the TDT board under Chairman B.R. Naidu raised concerns, reviewed the extent of alleged fraud. The contractor supplied cheaper polyester material instead of mandatory pure mulberry silk for the shawls, which are presented to major donors and used in temple rituals like the Vidarisvajana. The irregularities are estimated to have occurred over a 10-year period, resulting in an estimated loss to the temple trust of rupees 54 crore. Samples of the shawls were sent to scientific analysis to 2 laboratories, including one under the Central Silk Board. Board tests confirmed that the material was polyester, a clear violation of the tender specifications. Vigilance officer also noted that the mandatory silk hologram intended to authenticate genuine silk products was missing from the supplied samples.
भगवान बालाजी के पास और एक स्कैम बाहर आ गया। अभी परकामनी का इशू चल रहे, तुलाबारम में इंक्वायरी हो रहे और घी में सुप्रीम कोर्ट इंक्वायरी करते हैं अभी। और अभी नया स्कैम वो भगवान का दर्शन के बाद वेद आशीर्वाद मंडपम में, रंगनाथ मंडपम में भक्तों को आशीर्वाद देते। वो आशीर्वाद का समय में हम शेष वस्त्र देते। वो शेष वस्त्र पूर्ण सिल्क में होना है, लेकिन पॉलिस्टर का वस्त्र दे दिया। टेंडर कोर्ट में 1500 कोट किया, लेकिन वो एक्चुअल प्राइस अभी इंक्वायरी में, प्राइमरी इंक्वायरी में आ गया 400 to 500 वर्थ का पॉलिस्टर क्लॉथ सप्लाई किया। ये पूरा मामला अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 50 कोर्स का स्कैम। ये अच्छा नहीं है, भगवान के पास ऐसा नहीं करना है। और मूल विराट को अलंकार करते हैं ना, वो भी मेडचल वस्त्र, वो भी 100% सिल्क होने, वो सिल्क में भी अच्छा सिल्क यूज़ नहीं किया। भगवान के ऊपर ऐसा नहीं करना है, भगवान के पास ऐसा नहीं करना है। ये पूरा का मामले में हम डिटेल्ड इंक्वायरी करने के बाद किधर किधर मिसयूज़ हुआ, कौन इसके पीछे, वो पूरा इंफॉर्मेशन हम बोर्ड में डिस्कस करने के बाद इसके ऊपर हम केस भी डालने के लिए सोच रहे हैं।
On the TTD scam, ma'am.
YCP repeatedly hurts sentiments of Hindus, not only hurting the sentiments and emotions of the Hindus, but they disrespected and degraded the sanctity of Tirupati Devasthanam and Lord Balaji. Scam after scam, like earlier under the YCP ruling, TTD chairman that time, YV Subbareddy and Bhumana Karunakar Reddy's regime, the sacred laddu was adulterated in the form of adulterated ghee. And then next the money theft has happened in Parakamani, and yesterday recently the TTD vigilance have identified a new scam of silk shawls. This is one very hurting point is that YCP did not even leave Lord Venkateshwara Swami. I'm feeling very sad to say this. The holy vastram which is being offered to Lord Venkateshwara after Swami's Abhishekam should be made of pure silk, but under the YCP time, even that was corrupted, and polyester mixed vastram has been offered to Lord Venkateshwara. And also other shawls, like people after getting the Ashirvachanam by the Veda Pandits, they will be given a shawl, pure silk shawl, as a memory and blessings of Lord Venkateshwara. Even in this, they have supplied polyester, mixed polyester, 100% polyester shawls. And initially, we are getting to know that around 55 crore scam has happened. And the TTD Vigilance has requested the National Silk Board and also Dharmavaram experts to come and check the quality. And they checked the quality and they gave a report that it is polyester. Now the ACB will be monitoring this, and they will inquire. They will conduct an inquiry in this, and we'll get to know more details. But how long Hindus should tolerate this assault on Hinduism, especially the Hindu gods? This is the big question, and our NDA government in the state will make sure that we will not leave any culprit, and every culprit will be arrested, and we will try to regain the sanctity of Tirumala.
Thank you.
Along with rest of the state, Kachar District Administration to observe Assam Sahid Diwas with great patriotic fever on Wednesday. District Commissioner Kachar Mridul Kumar Yadav, in presence of the MLA Silchar Dibyan Chakrabarti, official school children took place in the program. A song by legendary singer and Bharat Ratna Bhupen Hazarika, Shahid Pranamo Tumak, was also sung by staffs of DC office and school children. Later, talking to the media, Karib DC Kachar Mridul Kumar Yadav said though no marches were there from Kachar or in this movement, they still observed the day with patriotic respect, and also requested all residents of district to visit Shahid Samark in Morocco on the outskirts of Guwahati and pay their homage to these marches.
जो शहीद दिवस कछार जिले ने मनाया उसके बारे में
तो सारे असम के साथ 10 दिसंबर जो शहीद दिवस असम में मनाया जाता है, और आज का लक्ष्य ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है कि शहीद स्मारक का निर्माण हुआ है, जिसको हमारे माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी ने कल उद्घाटन किया है। साथ ही साथ आज कचार जिला में भी शहीद दिवस का हमने आयोजन किया, और यहाँ पे माननीय विधायक जी और हमारे माननीय जितने भी लोगों के प्रेजेंट में हमने इसको आयोजित किया और शहीदों के प्रति श्रद्धांजलि अर्पण करी, और अपना जो मूवमेंट था, असम अकॉर्ड मूवमेंट है, उसके प्रति अपना सॉलिडारिटी और इंटीग्रिटी की हमने इसको आयोजन किया।
कछार जिला तो ये में नहीं था सर,
इसलिए हमने यहाँ एक टोकन प्रोग्राम किया। अब अगर बाकी जिलों में देखेंगे तो 10 से 15,000 लोग एकत्रित होकर उन्होंने इस प्रोग्राम का आयोजित किया। हमने टोकन रूप में इसको आयोजित किया, जिसमें सिर्फ 100 ही लोग थे। और आपकी बात सही है कि यहाँ पे कोई एक मार्टर्स नहीं था, बट एक मैसेज यहाँ पे दिया गया कि एक स्मारक का वहाँ पे निर्माण हुआ है, आप सभी लोग जाइए और वहाँ पे उसका जो एक नया 130 एकर्स में बना है पश्चिम बेरगांव में, जहाँ पे एक लाइब्रेरी है, ऑडिटोरियम है, वाटर शोज़, साइकिलिंग ट्रैक और लेजर शोज़ का यहाँ पे जहाँ पे होगा, आप लोग उसको उपभोग करिए और शहीदों के प्रति अपना श्रद्धांजलि और स्मरण दीजिए। धन्यवाद।
Nagaland University Vice Chancellor Professor J.K. Patnaik inaugurated a newly developed botanical park at the university headquarters in Lumami on December 10. The event was attended by Registered Dr. Abemo, Finance Officer Dr. Albert Kizo, Controller of Examinations Engineer Yaren Thangizung, along with heads of departments, faculty members, officers, staffs and students. Established earlier this year, the Botanical Park is designed to showcase rare and endemic plant species from Nagaland and the wider northeast region. The park currently features uncommon varieties of banana, zingiber species, medicinal plants and a range of flowering plants intended to enhance the park's visual appeal. Beyond its academic value, the park offers a serene space for university employees, research scholars and postgraduate students to relax after after work. Its open areas provide an ideal environment for walking and wellness activities. The collection of indigenous plant species is expected to attract researchers and nature enthusiasts alike, supporting efforts in study, preservation and appreciation of local biodiversity. The park is also envisioned as a key site for conserving endangered and threatened plant species of Nagaland. Since its inception, the project has been curated and overseen by Dr. Nizo Puro of Department of Botany, Nagaland University. That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.